Hello, people of the internet. It is I, the amazing gamer DJMC here. Uh, I'll be showing off the Yu-Gi-Oh decks of the ones I did made, and then I might show off the ones I currently bought, like the ones I might try to figure out how to use that are available in here. Also, this includes the decks I might have either edit of the ones I bought, or what's the word I'm looking for, or create. I got like mostly created decks in here. I only got like a couple of bought ones in here, so let's start off with this one. Also, I think Master Duel should put in more deck slots so people could just make more decks, because right now the maximum is 30. I guess you can call this a Dark Magician themed deck, because there's mostly a couple of spellcasters. Let's see, right here. Funny thing, this deck has the new fusion, one of the new fusions for Dark Magician you cannot craft yet, which actually, I might as well say this in the video, Kagami. Can you guys just do that for the Red Eyes Dark Magician fusion? Like, here, I'll show the one I'm talking about so people know what I'm talking about. Oh, shit, I didn't mean... Red Eyes. Now, I know the card is banned, but if you have the option to make the cards unlimited, or the deck themes unlimited, I think it would just make sense. Where? Yes. Nope. This, right here, this is the card I'm talking about. Either make it so we can craft it so we can use it in friendly duels like unlimited, because I want to test this card out. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I want this either in a deck you guys might put in this game and an update in the future. I would like to mess around with it. I know it's banned, so I will take it out if it's banned. Alright. But if you have the option to make the like, if you click unlimited, then you have cards that no longer have the ban thing, so like you can use those banned cards. But I would like to be able to use this card because it would just make sense to try it out at one point. Wait, so I don't always have to feature with Duel as any dragon effect monster. I still gotta craft that card. But yeah, I've used this card a little bit. Like, even you can't craft this card. So yeah. Alright. You see me use a Cyber Dragon deck here. I've actually modified it. Doesn't have many cards as it used to. These guys are just good to get any Cyber Dragon, mostly these guys out quickly, or add them to your hands. Or you can use Cyber Emergency for that. Here's my extra deck. It's funny when you click the thing and Quidius, then it shows the cards that the other fusion trap cards can be made with. I totally forgot about that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, totally forgot about the Dino Lessors. I do have most of their cards. I mean, I could make a deck out of them. But yeah, that's my Cyber Dragon deck. Here's my Red Eyes deck. Now you might put something in the comments like, Jesus Christ, this guy puts a lot of cards in his deck. Well, yeah, I mean, basically, that's how I mostly played a little bit, to be honest. I mean, it's not like I have used a deck that has nothing but 40 cards, but more cards, that means the longer you might survive. But don't be surprised if you mostly see Mirror Forces, Magic Cylinders, Negate Attack, or Drain Shields in most of my decks, because they are really useful track cards to have in any deck. Let's see. My Blue Eyes and Thunder Dragon deck, or as I titled it, Blue Thunder. This spell card is good to have, but I didn't expect it to banish all my cards through the freaking field, to be honest. Like, if it summons 3 normal Blue Eyes, that's good and all, but what's the point of using this card if it banishes the cards from my hand, field, and graveyard? Like, I think that's kind of stupid. In fact, you know what? I might as well just take this card out. Save it. I do have 5 different hero themed decks. My first ever dinosaur deck. When I first made this, I didn't put any stuff for the extra deck at first, because I wasn't quite sure on it quite yet, plus I wasn't sure on the cards, but now I got most of them. I will say this, you should worry about, like, this card you should fucking worry about, because this clears out all the entire field. Like, it's the ultimate, like, Geki card here. Once this card is summoned, you better pray you have something to stop it. But sometimes I might even have these cards to stop you. Let's see. And actually, I might as well talk about this. This fusion card is a bit weird, because you need to have a machine type monster, which I do, and then whatever dinosaur material you use, it just gains attack points from the dinosaur material. So for this card, I just recommend you use a higher dinosaur card with higher attack power. And if you can see in this deck, I have mostly all the Tyranno cards in here that I know of. But the main guy in this deck is Tyranno Infinity, because of 2 reasons, actually. Or mostly 1 reason. He gains power from dinosaurs that I banished from my graveyard. So like this guy and this guy, well, I need to banish to special summon him. He gains power by banishing them twice per turn, so every time it's my turn, I can reuse his effect. And he times it by 1,000. However, if I mix that card in with Tyranno Infinity, banish a number of dinosaurs, this motherfucker is a powerhouse. A level 4 powerhouse. So you better pray to God he's not in my hand at the start of the duel. Might work on another dino deck in the future, who knows. It just makes sense to call that one Dial Power. Here is one of my recent hero decks. This is my 5th one. I'm mostly a warrior doers because the heroes are mostly just superhero cards, which I do like. Alright. Elemental hero Avian or Avion, whichever you guys prefer it. There's Senatrix, Sparkman, Neos, 2 copies. Elemental hero Stratos, his effects are amazing. Captain Gold, his only useful is to get the Feel spell. Elemental hero Flash. Spirit Neos. Honest Neos, which hand trap cards. Liquid Soldier, Solid Soldier, Blaze Man, Flame Wingman, Gaia, Blave Neos, Sunrise, Shine Flare Wingman, Absolute Zero, The Shining, Great Tornado, Elemental Hero, Shiny Neos Wingman. Either I confuse them with just the normal or the shiny form. If I have those cards on the field or just happen to have Neos Fusion in my hand, y'all might be dead. Elemental Hero Core, you better watch out for him. I flew in a XYZ card in here. It does have the word hero in it, so Cosmic Hero Kane Arthur. He's a good card to have, because can only be summoned by 2 level 4 monsters to exceed summon him. But if this card would be destroyed by battle, you can discard 1 XYZ material from this card. If you do, it gains 500 attack and it does inflict 500 damage. So I gain not only attack, but I can inflict damage on you. So if I do that twice, however, because his attack points are 2400, the first time he'll be at 29, but the second time he'll be at 3400. So that's a card you better watch out for. Also, you cannot use him for any link summoning cards. Wonder Drive is good to try to get back my Polarization or Miracle Fusion. But then again, this guy just adds it. He's mostly good to search out for certain fusion material cards. For fusions that require material for the monsters. And this guy, he gains attack points for a number of heroes in my graveyard. Doesn't matter if they're Evil, Vision, Destiny, Elemental. He gains attack from them. And he does piercing damage. And if 3 heroes underneath his arrow feigns, he passes the attack boost to also them. So you better watch out. Then again, this trap card is useful for all the hero cards. If that one also works for my Xyz monster, that will be amazing. I'll find out if I ever use him in a duel. My latest deck I made not too long ago, my Magnet Warrior deck. So basically I have all the Magnet Warrior cards. He is basically like, excuse me, how should I say this? He's basically like Tyranno Infinity, but only for walk types. And the Magnet Warriors are walk types, so I throw in other random walk type creatures. These guys are pretty much my aces, as well as their fusion. Giant Soldier of Steel. Get it? Because there's a stone version. Now he has a metal version. Her effects are crazy. Number 39 Utopia. I can negate you more times. Gem Knight Pearl. Just an XYZ monster. Dark Rebellion Dragon, I could cut your attack in half. And of course, got some Utopia support a little bit. Like, lightning, you better watch out for. Ka-chow. Let's see. My first ever attempt at a Dark Magician themed deck. And I think it's not that bad. Let's see. I had Tomitis. There's technically like a female companion for this card, but I can't seem to find it in Master Duel for some reason. I would like to know why, but also have him in here. My Evil Hero deck. Don't be surprised if I made more hero decks in the future. Let's see. Actually, I could just get one of these. I recently added Giant Soldier of Stones in here because Evil Hero Gaia gains the attack power for the materials I use. Also, just a little heads up for Evil Hero cards. They are Fiend type monsters. That includes the fusions. They cannot be fusion summoned with polarization. They can only be fusion summoned with Dark Fusion and Dark Calling, which is, I would like to believe, actually it's not really believe, I think it's the only, it's the, how should I say this, it's also like the corrupt version of my Miracle Fusion, because Miracle Fusion and this card, what they basically do is let me use materials in my graveyard. So, yeah. Karibo, I remember buying this deck a while back with pendulums, or, yeah. Yeah, it's like full max out to 60, which is fine. Got Stardust in here. Only 2 links. I would really want to summon these out in an actual duel sometime, but the tricky part is you need this card and this card. But the problem with that one is its pendulum scale, for some reason, it decreases to 4. Like, once per turn, you could target. Like, for some reason, if you control more cards on your side of the field, its pendulum scale will be down to 4. So, if you control less cards than your opponent, then its pendulum scale will stay at 8. Because you need to do a combo with these 2 cards with Odd Eyes and Dark Rebellion if you want to Xyz summon these 2 cards. My Cyber Dark Dragon deck. Future Fusion. There was one time in a ranked duel I managed to summon this motherfucker, but I couldn't defeat the opponent because he was just being a dick. Or she, or whoever. I would really like to show this card off sometimes. But the problem is, I need Feature Fusion to stay on so I can Fusion Summon Cyber Dark Dragon and Cyber End Dragon, because you need these two to Fusion Summon Cyber Dark End Dragon. Which is not easy. And actually, you know what? I'm surprised no one had made a deck that has Cyber Dragons and Blue Eyes working together. Because you think that would be an interesting combo. Or power. My first Elemental Hero deck I built, I have changed it a lot over the years. But some of the cards I kept in here are still the same. The only addition I added in was mostly the 2 Neos fusions and then Neos himself with Neos fusion and the Neo space. Let's see. Plus this is the only deck I have that has Flame Wingman and Phoenix Enforcer in their shiny forms in the same deck. So, yep. Let's see. Dragon Maid deck. I honestly tried out the Dragon Maid deck because I seen, DTM Roleplays, or right now as he calls himself, Christian Gaming, which, by the way, please subscribe to him. He is doing a fantastic job on his Minecraft YouTube series. I cannot wait to see more story details he has for his series in the future. I am very excited, so please subscribe to him. So the Dragon Maids, they're actually not that bad cards to use, actually. Of course, some of their effects are a bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, they're pretty useful. This is basically a Gaia the Fierce Knight themed deck with some support of Black Lecturer Soldier. Haven't tried this card out yet, or I mean this deck out yet, because don't know what most of these cards do, so why does it say original? It's a level 4. Gaia the Mystical Knight, actually, I think that card first appeared in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 series. Or anime, I should say. Technically my Destiny themed superhero, Destiny hero themed deck with some Vision Hero supports. Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, I've seen a lot of people play him in a lot of decks that don't seem to fit for some reason, but I can understand why. Because the number of heroes in the graveyard, he can decrease your attack by 200 each. So maybe I should start playing him in almost of the hero decks I might make in the future. You also got some max heroes. You might as well also make a deck that has max heroes in there. As soon as I can craft all the hero cards, but then again, the elementals keep getting more support, especially Neos, because now he can technically fuse with the arm dragon, the level monsters. I thought it would be interesting if I combine the Elemental Hero and Destiny Heroes together. And this is my second deck that has Elemental Hero, Flame Wingman, and Phoenix Enforcer in their shiny variants in the same deck. But this one, I include their or Phoenix Enforcers, I guess you could say Dark Corrupted form. So, yeah. Because technically this is the one that I have technically all the like hero monsters in one extra deck as well. This is a zombie themed deck. I have tried this out at least like one or twice in the solo mode. I might try it again more in the future so I can understand how most of these cards work. Like, I know some of these cards work. Like, I know how Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon works. I was surprised it got a added support. Which actually, I'm surprised Red Eyes is the only dragon archetype that has some zombie support, if you think about it. Oh shit, I didn't even know this came with Zombie World. Let's see. The Magician Eyes of Blue deck. I decided to make a deck based off of a YouTuber title named It's Richie W, because he did a Yu-Gi-Oh! Minecraft series too. Originally, his main monster in that series is Dark Magician, so like he was basically somewhat Yugi. Then he decided to. He managed to get off somebody's Blue Eyes White Dragon deck and add some of the Blue Eyes with his Magicians to give it some support. So like, Blue Eyes is shown to be powerful, while Dark Magician is the ultimate wizard of attack and defense, so why not combine their powers together? I would like to do that with Red Eyes Black Dragon and Dark Magician because Red Eyes brings out potential. I technically do have a god card in here, but it's actually the Wicked Gods. Wicked Avatar, you better watch out for him, because what I try to do with this deck, I try to hold on to him as long as I can until I can get this card out on the field and this card, because for all of those who do not know what the Wicked God cards are, there is a archetype video you can look up on YouTube. I just cannot think of the YouTuber. But basically what the Wicked Avatar is a dark version of the Rain Dragon of Ra. And its effects are similar to the Egyptian God card, but the opposite, because he does not drain your life points to 100. He copies the attack and defense points of either your monster with the highest attack power or your opponent's, but stays 100 times stronger. And here's the problem with this card. It will make you not be able to activate your spell and trap cards for 2 turns. And especially that Dark Paladin gains attack power from dragons. Yeah. You better watch out before this card comes after you. Let's see. Might as well show you the other Wicked God cards that are opposite to the Egyptian God cards. Here we have the Wicked Dreadroot, the opposite of Obelix. While he's summoned on the field, he cuts your attack and defense points by half. Last but not least, the Wicked Eraser. Similar to Slifer, but his effect is he counts his attack and defense points by 1,000 by the number of cards that you control. That's right, the opponent, if I ever use him. Who knows, I might even make a deck that has all 3 of these cards. Well, of course, I would have to make more of Egyptian God slime, but who knows, I might in the future. So, I would actually, yeah, I'm gonna say this. You might as well pray for God to not mess with me with these in a deck if I ever make one in the future, which, who knows, I might. Because it is nice to experiment. Power Dragon was the deck I mostly used more when I started off in this game. But I added some cards in here. a while back. I kept some of the cards that were still in this deck a little bit, like, but I add mostly some in here, like Keeper of the Shrine. He's good for every dragon deck because he keeps coming back every time a dragon monster gets destroyed by battle. So he's like the ultimate defense monster. Synchro of Unity. I've recently added some cards in here. Or more like a lot more cards in here, but I did add some Synchro support or more that were in here. Colossal Fire, he's good for a warrior type theme deck because he can come back. So yeah. Let's see. Showing that off, showing that one. So yeah, this is basically all the Yu-Gi-Oh decks I have messed around with, or eventually the ones I have not messed around with yet that I might do in the future. Who knows? But let me know in the comments what you guys think. But again, click on this one again. Kagami for the love of God. Because you have the unlimited function in this freaking game, make this card be usable only in that, so that way I can mess around with it. I would, well, not just also me, I think also other people who want to try this card out. You might as well just use it in unlimited duels. And secondly, either make a deck that has the card in there so people can mess around with it, or at least try to make it at some point we can craft the cards that we can technically use. Please, for the love of God.